This video is something I want all of you to download and repost. It is extremely important that you do that. I will give you shout outs in my video or anything reasonable that you want me to do in order to do that. This is important. This has everything to do with political dissent and how they treat us, and proof of the sabotage of my martial arts challenge, which is meant to pretty much save the world, to simplify, to put it in a nutshell. Now, I want you to watch this whole video through, okay? And consider everything I say carefully. I will talk slowly. First of all, it starts with an explanation, which is a fairly thorough explanation, but I've added videos to the playlist since then. Then it moves on to this video. I talk about Nazi scientists. This is April. I was taken to the psych ward that year, July 28th, 2012. I'm going to go in closer in case it comes out blurry or something. Okay. Then we go to clips about psychiatry. Okay, you see the background is still pretty good. Hopefully it comes out good. Then this is when the covert drugging, well, the covert drugging has pretty much happened already, but this is when you see the background starting to fall apart. It coincides with me trying to add more things to the background to block the light, which is coming from my closet. At that point, I was growing I was growing plants, indoor plants. I had powerful light. Any of you know about growing marijuana or growing plants indoor, you know that there's very powerful lights. I forgot what they're called. It's been a while. And so I was adding things. The wind was blowing, and there was covert drugging and psych ops going on. Okay. I do an interview. So anyway, in this one, proving my sanity. Okay. I go on to talk about how there is a psych operation. So these aren't just things I'm claiming after the fact to try to make myself look good. Okay. I have lost access to the count. I talk about the psych operation. Okay. They expect you to be stupid enough to believe, I mean completely full-headed, sheepish, submissive, gullible, bitch made enough to believe that someone as articulate that motherfucking as someone as me as a mental disorder. There's a psych op. They're trying to convince you I have a mental disorder. That is the main point of this video. See, they want to demonize me as a terrorist to discredit me. Okay. It talks about, how they're trying to play me out and there's a psych op going on. Okay. This one talks about lacing the weed. I'm going to put this in a mute. Okay. I start showing you about the weed, and I decided that video doesn't do a good job. This next one, I say that there's a white racist power structure in San Jose discriminating against me. And I talk about COINTELPRO, okay, and how it was used. And this is back in, remember, I'm not in the psych ward yet. This is 2012. When I get out of the psych ward, the background comes down, I start talking differently because they this one I show you definitively. See, this was on the weed. Probably just simply grinding down psych pills or some kind of drug and putting it in. If you look closely with marijuana, you can see that there's little white flakes still on it. Okay. So that's how they were getting the drugs into me in a very potent manner. I explained this in the explanations in the first video on the playlist. Okay. I talk about I'm sick of the New World Order. I make a last speech where I say, excuse me, this is not the last speech. This is saying that you're gonna suffer too. I connected to Bruce Lee. I talk about the Code of Silence, SJPD, okay, and Santa Clara Valley Medical Center is in San Jose, off of Bascom, and it was the Santa Clara County Sheriffs that took me there. And the Code of Silence documentary was really about the sheriff department and the COs in prison, okay. Pfizer global security means end of the world. Rockefeller timeline. I talk about how prescription pills are worse than alcohol. I talk about how I lost to the devil. Enjoy your laugh. That is the last video I make before I go to the psych ward. They've been doing a psych op on me heavily. I've been complaining about a psych op heavily on record. Okay, this is the Chinese communist poster I was talking about in my other video. That's neither here nor there, though. It's just for reference sake. So then I come out. This is the first video I make out of the psych ward.
About what is going wrong with you. I had some playback issues, recording it about 10 minutes.
This is September 12th, after I've been on psych meds since July 28th. Okay, like a month and a half. They say that, oh, the effects wear off after a little while.
years ago. So now
Psychiatric abuse. All over the world, human rights groups talk about psychiatric abuse.
give you
Political dissonance.
with a still frame.
Okay, I then go on. Maybe this is out of order.
Right.
No, this is not out of order. Okay, so then I talk about, see how my views don't change. You know, you can't. You know, the problem is not my views. The drugs did not change my views. I still see it the same way. I still go back to making videos. This one. Let me skip ahead this part. I'll show you the kicks. The kicks are the important part here. You know, my hands, depending on how much drugs I get in my system, my hand techniques are affected. But my kicks, you know, are the most affected. Because the muscles get stiff, there's more muscles in your legs and your arms. You know, there's a lot that goes into it.
Years. I do believe that gives me a huge advantage in a situation where we're taking...
See those beautiful crescent kicks, that beautiful, you know...
2 minutes each, in a way that it makes it fair.
Beautiful capoeira kicks and so on. So then what happens? Okay. Okay, this is me in February 12th, 2014. Okay, this is a time between where I'm not on meds yet. They haven't put me back on meds yet. And they haven't started the covert drugging campaign up yet. Look at this. They know they can't see me. They know they don't have a prayer to fucking beat me. You know?
Even show them moves, people trying to hinder my progress.
People trying to hinder my progress. And what happens next?
So,
appearances, social norms, and psychiatry. I'm on 1,500 milligrams of Depakote 20 Zyprexa since February 27th. That last video, I didn't want to make this video that long. I guess I'll have to make this separate from my martial arts video. I was hoping to attach this to another one. But anyway, February 12th, 2014, right? And this one makes it clear that I've been on, you know, I even tell you the doses since February 27th, 2014. This is now I talk.
So, it's not a coincidence that I look healthier and there's more food available to me. And they've backed off of me, so I'm less irritated. Basically, my mood has to do with the background stressors, just like everyone else.
You gotta tell how I talk and how I look, okay? I've been complaining about how food and stress and nutrition are the problems, environmental factors. They're not listening to me because they're a bunch of psychiatric dogs, okay? Now, this, notice the date. Remember I said February 27th. This is March 22nd, 2014. I'll mute it so I don't get any crying about, you know, anything. So, watch, the punches aren't that bad, but quickly I fall off, right? So those punches, now these punches are starting to be sloppy, so on. And I'm trying to focus here, you know, trying to go along with the beat to the Ip Man movie. Sloppy. Okay? We see a decrease in skill, we see sloppiness. It's ugly. Okay, that's March 22nd. Psych man's heavily messing up my martial arts. Now this is April, okay, a moment where I'm off psych meds and the drugging, so I'm starting to recover. There's different phases. You see starting to recover, you see me having a period of not being on drugs, and I'm training this whole time. I should be getting, there should be, you know, if psych meds don't affect these things, I should be steadily getting better, not going up and down like a fucking the stock market or something, okay? Here's another one, you know, I'm starting to recover. It says a little rusty in the description, but still the best. Okay, I'm starting to recover. The kicks are pretty good. Okay, punches aren't too great. The kicks are pretty lovely. Punches are kind of sloppy. Starting to recover though. Okay. This one. Okay, this is going on. Make a long story short. Somewhere around here I slip. Yep, I slip. I say, it's the title of the video, Unlawful Drugging. Okay, now listen to what I say.
I'm fucking up my balance. Bullshit ain't gonna fly. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Shit that would never, ever in a million years happen. Ever. I don't give a fuck how slippery the floor.
Okay, and after that, you know, I'm sure you've seen this video. I go on to, you know,
everything to do with what
martial arts, and I do a better job. You know, at moments where there's less drugs in my system, I do a better job. The most sloppy martial arts you see is when they're covertly drugging me or I'm on psych meds. And when they're covertly drugging me and I'm smoking marijuana that has drugs in it and I hold it in, and it has a powerful effect because I'm holding it in, deep breathing, which is the most powerful way to, you know, to take psych meds. And I'm smoking marijuana all day with this laced. And I don't want to waste my money. I can tell there's something wrong with it in a lot of cases, but I don't want to waste my money, so I smoke it anyway, you know, and I try to make it last as long as it normally would. Now then I go on to videos I'm sure you've seen, gang stalking perp in her 20s debriefing, saying that she was told to provoke me. You may as well go to 2 minutes, just play that real quick. This video's long anyway.
Did you say anything about psychiatry? What did you say?
If I believe that you believe in a psych ward, I think you're crazy. If I believe psychiatry is real, if I agree with what you believe in psychiatry.
And what did you say?
Well, I said no, I don't.
Did you say anything about I need to be in the psych ward or anything like that?
Did you say anything about what?
About me needing to be in the psych ward or anything like that?
Yes, he did.
Well, did he try to get you to help him get me to the psych ward?
Just to piss you off, basically.
So he asked you to help piss me off so that I go to the psych ward?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so then I make, you know, beneath me about how they're beneath me for doing this and so on, and the tactics and whatnot, and how I'm closer to God, and then the rap. Now, one thing I want to touch on, I didn't want to make this video this long because they're going to give me a pain. It's going to be a pain to upload it. Anyway, it's a long story about that. I'll explain in the comments where I want to get this out. I'm not here for the video. This is the video, the reason why I point out, in this video, I talk about how there was a martial arts. I used to have the Chinese thing that I've shown you, you know, in the background, the poster, the Chinese Revolutionary poster. Now this one, I want to find something about a flower campaign or something. Hopefully I'll find it before it takes too long. Where is it? Come on, don't tell me it's in the big one. Don't tell me it is in the big one. It's going to take me forever. The big one, I mean the big comment. Something about a campaign that Mao said, if I can't find it in like 30 seconds, I'll just put it in the comments. Basically, he did a campaign to bring people, hey, here we go. Programs pursued during the time of the fire in which might include, okay. All right, so it was a ruse. Okay, it was a ruse to root out dangerous thinking now. So author Young Chang had alleged that it's a ruse to root out dangerous thinking. I agree either way. That's what it ended up doing. See, the programs pursued during this time include the 100 Flowers campaign, which Mao indicated that his supposed willingness to consider different opinions about how China should be governed. Given the freedom to express themselves, liberal and intellectual Chinese began opposing the Communist Party and questioning its leadership. This was initially tolerated and encouraged. After a few months, Mao's government reversed the policy and persecuted those totaling perhaps 500,000 who criticized, as well as those who were merely alleged to have criticized. The party in what is called the anti-righteous movement, authors such as, so he said, okay, you know, feel free to express your opinions. It's the same thing America does. Feel free to make videos on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. This is free, you have freedom of speech, blah, blah. Then they turn around and go after you, censor you, persecute you, set you up to go to the psych ward, psyop. So I've proven definitively that America is less righteous than China is, because China is open with what it does. And it's not a scientific racist country. America is about eugenics and scientific racism. Okay, there's a difference between that and communism and socialism. You know, so both of them involve a certain degree of population control. You know, both, you know, and both of them. But you see, America is more about doing things in order for white people to come out on top. You know, Chinese government is more about doing things so that all people have a fair shake. Both of them involve a lot of oppression and persecution, but you see the key difference, which makes America dead wrong, you know, and I'll explore that more in the comments. But now you should see that I've thoroughly proven that psyops are real. They were persecute me for my political views. Psychiatry is a fraud. You see how it ruins all aspects of my life, my speech patterns, my artistic ability, my ability to even put pictures in my room. Oh, I'm out of time. In my martial arts. Thank you.